With early voting for New York City's mayor's race set to begin tomorrow, the Democratic mayoral hopefuls are duking it out on the debate stage and in press conferences.
So we continue to talk to some of the top-tier candidates this morning. Earlier, we had Scott Stringer and Eric Adams. Right now, mayoral hopeful Andrew Yang. Nice to have you back on Good Day New York.
It's great to be back. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about you and Eric Adams. Why are you going after his Easy Pass records? What is it, a distraction, or do you know something we don't know?
All right. Eric Adams has been trying to convince us, a guy who owns 5 apartments, including a 22nd story apartment with his partner in New Jersey, actually lives in a basement. So that's the story he's been pitching to us. And the fact is, New Yorkers can see right through it. It's laughable. He clearly doesn't live in that basement. He's done Zooms with me and other candidates. No one has ever seen the basement before, but you know what we have seen? New Jersey. And New Yorkers are tired of the hypocrisy. Eric's been attacking me for months for not being a New Yorker. Meanwhile, he was attacking me from his apartment in New Jersey.
But let me ask you something, Mr. Yang, because he did release his records, his Easy Pass records. He had 11 hits to New Jersey from May 17, 2020 to 2021. 11 hits. 11 hits, and that's it. I think I probably went to New Jersey more times than he did.
No, that's one vehicle, you know, and then he said that on his personal vehicle, he doesn't have an Easy Pass. So think about this. A person whose partner and son lives in New Jersey says he doesn't have an Easy Pass on his own vehicle.
So he did release those records. Have you taken a look at those records?
Easy Pass records for his government car, but he said that there was no other Easy Pass, and the fact is you use several vehicles. So he released something that made it seem like he doesn't go to New Jersey all the time, but it's far from complete, and journalists know this.
Earlier we spoke with him, and we also spoke with Scott Stringer. Both of them said that you are not qualified to be mayor of New York City. How would you respond to that? What qualifications do you have from your level of experience to make it that you would be the right person for this job?
I have the kind of experience that a lot of New Yorkers are familiar with. I ran a small company here in New York that then grew to become #1 in the U.S. And if you run a company in New York City, you know you have to deliver every single day. No one cares about excuses. You have to build a team. This is exactly the kind of leadership we've been waiting for from our elected officials and have not been getting. If we elect someone like Scott or Eric, who's been rattling around our broken bureaucracies, playing politics, nothing in the city will change. And if we look around us, things are getting worse, not better. Crime is on the rise, trash is piling up, schools have barely been open, and people are leaving New York City. Do we really think that someone who's been a part of the machinery for decades is then going to suddenly turn it around? I don't think that's the right approach, and a lot of New Yorkers agree with me. We need a change. We need a different form of leadership.
All right, we have some questions from the other candidates. This is for you. Let's listen to one of them.
Why would you propose a $5 a day plan to help New Yorkers, which is a false universal basic income plan, when there's so much other things he could have talked about to make his candidacy more legitimized?
All right, what do you think? Do you want to answer that question?
Oh, sorry, was that I thought you said Eric.
No.
New Yorkers are in tough shape right now. And one thing that's been proven to help is cash relief. When we've seen it at the federal level, when I ran for president, people thought that cash relief was a pipe dream. But now here we are months later, $1,200 check, $600 check, $1,400 check, child poverty tax credit. We can do more for the people who are struggling the most. And here in New York City, it's smart because if someone winds up on our streets, we spend up to $6,000 a month housing a family in our sheltering system. Think about that. So if you spend a small fraction of that keeping someone in a stable and secure environment, it's a win for all of us. But I want to fight poverty in multiple ways, whether it's direct cash relief, getting people access to bank accounts so they don't get exploited by check cashing fees, getting them internet, getting them fresh, healthy food. There are a lot of things we can do for the neighborhoods that have been left behind here in New York.
All right, so we have a question from Eric Adams as well. Please listen.
What is he doing here? I look on the stage and I see all the other candidates. I may disagree with them, but there's a real energy that they have to do this job. But I ask over and over again, what is he doing here?
He's asking, what are you doing? Almost to the point like you have no experience. What are you doing in the race?
Again, if you think about that attack, it's casting me as an outsider, as a non-New Yorker, and this is, again, the hypocrisy of Eric Adams. But if you look at my experience, not only have I run a successful business, which is what a lot of New Yorkers are looking for, but I also started a nonprofit that created thousands of jobs and then kicked off a national movement. And just yesterday, I'm so proud to have been endorsed by the Firefighters Union of New York City. And you know why they endorsed me? They said they took an oath to protect the lives and property of New York City, and they believe that I am the mayor to deliver real safety and a brighter future for New York. And I got to say, as a kid who thought about being a fireman growing up, it was a thrill and an honor to be endorsed by them.
Real quick, if you were elected mayor, you would become the first Asian American mayor of New York City. What would that mean for you?
I'm going to be a mayor for all New Yorkers. And when I talk to people of every community, what we want most of all is to feel safe on our own streets, in our own neighborhoods, on our own subways. If we can get that right, then we're going to become much more confident and optimistic about our city. And this is what I hear from New Yorkers of every community. But it would certainly be a privilege for me to be the first Asian American mayor of New York City. And hopefully that would send a powerful message about what kind of city we are.
All right. New York City mayoral candidate Andrew Yang, thank you so much for coming back on Good Day New York.
Great to be here. See you all soon.
All right, you need to learn the words of native New Yorker, though, the next time.
That's right.
You know, that was really, really catchy. I saw that. I was like starting to move around. But yeah, you're right. I'll be back, and hopefully I'll be able to get in on the sing-along. I don't think I can reach over and touch someone in the next block.
And one more thing. When do you plan on voting? Because this would be your first mayoral race that you're voting in?
Well, we're going to the polling station tomorrow morning. New Yorkers, we can start voting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. But it looks like I may actually cast my vote a little bit later in the week. It would seem a little anticlimactic to cast early, but I'm going to be at a polling station bright and early tomorrow with my wife, Evelyn.
All right, Andrew Yang, thanks so much. Early voting starts tomorrow.